reverse shots to the beautiful neighborhood of La Défense. The pyramid, again. The old pyramid, not the new one, at the Louvre. The parade is more or less working on time, and you imagine how much work this takes. This, he himself, is, as I said, General David. Enjoy the bands, please. We start with the military schools. The first school is naturally the École Polytechnique. Now, the name does not mean London Polytechnic. The Republic actually created the Polytechniciens, and they all belong to the establishment now. They leave Polytechnique. But this is a shot of naval officers. We haven't got time to remain on each military school. They're going to parade one after the other. But I would like to say something about Polytechnique because there are lots of misunderstanding, and here they are again. Thank you very much. First, you will notice, if we could have a very close shot of some of the young ladies at Polytechnique, because since 1973 we have ladies there. And last year I can assure you that they were both very efficient and very, very charming. But more seriously, the odd thing about Polytechnique is that it's not really a military school. It's a school where people have a very, very sort of MIT kind of education. And most of them don't go into the army when they leave. But they go into banks, they go into higher finance. You often find a polytechnicien at the head of French railways. And I suggest that this is why French railways run on time. And I would even suggest that perhaps there is one British member at Polytechnique. Perhaps he could be put at the head of British Railways sometimes, and then something might happen to them as far as, regular hours are concerned. To give you one example of the kind of things that happens to a polytechnicien when he leaves Polytechnique, he becomes president of the Republic, like President Valéry Giscard d'Estaing, the third president of the Fifth Republic. I mentioned women. For the moment, only 2%. The percentage of women is higher, I think, in other British higher institutions, but it's a good start.
A&E's Paris Live. We'll be right back.
With, on the Champs-Élysées, the first regiment of engineers, making a great show of our military might and our motorized might. Never forget that we feel that the frontier of the East is not very far and that we have to get there fast. And we're showing some floating bridges. We missed the Foreign Legion, unfortunately, only by a few seconds. Bridges to cross the Dnieper, the Volga, and many other rivers. Today, when the French army goes on maneuvers, there's no pretense that there's one camp on the east and one camp on the west. I mean, the danger always comes from the east. In my days, just before the goal, we pretended that, we could be attacked from one side or the other. 28th Transmission Regiment with all the most modern gear we have. Lord Richemont suggested that in the previous discussion we just had that our parade is rather like the British parades. I don't think so. I don't think this is like treating fellows at all. I mean, we don't show people on horses. I mean, we show very, very modern and sophisticated weaponry. And we don't forget to inscribe on our various flags the victories that all these regiments have gone through. A lot of the chaps on these vehicles are conscripts. Everyone in France does 1 year as a conscript in the Navy, in the Army, or in the Air Force. It's not gradual as in some communist countries where I think you can do 3 years in the one corps or 5 years in another. And I think one has to admit that military service in France has changed considerably, even if it is, for those who parade, rather difficult. But now, in the distance, comes the most popular regiment, the Fire Brigade.